I've been quite lucky. I've pretty much been using all of the original bolts, except for the two in the bump stop. Those were horrible. Those are in real bad shape. I'm going to just reuse this bolt. That's probably not a safe place. And yeah, I mean the bolt's had a little bit of rust, but it's really nothing. Although I believe I bought a new one. I am going to go ahead and replace this nut. So I'm gonna lather this baby up with a whole lot of anti-seize. How much I love this stuff. That's a joke. Hammer most likely. Son of a bee. Son of a bee. I'm gonna put this on. I guess because I'm kind of nervous about my jacket. Yeah, I know I got blocks everywhere. That's not right. Come on, son of a gun. Alright, I can't put it in there too much. Let's see if I can pry it back down. That's too much. I feel like it's slightly off. I don't know. I'm gonna. Jesus. I think the axle needs to come this way. So I was having problems with trying to line up this sway bar. I was kind of looking at it from the other side over there. It almost looked like it was twisted, like it wasn't made right, but it is. So what I actually had to do is just jack up more on the jack there, and once I pressed it up more, it actually started to come over this way. It looks like it's starting to line. I believe I can. I think I can actually, well, I can either screw itself. Heck yeah, I can just actually just go ahead and turn it. I think this is right. I think I might try and call this quits, since I at least got this one here. Gel coat. Don't buy these. These knee pads are garbage. Okay. God, I want to keep going, but I'm so exhausted. But they'll still be okay. In case of the sucker didn't move down. Just gotta torque everything here. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to try this thing out. I just hope it rides better. Everything I've read on all the forums about these springs, people speak so highly of them. So, I hope they do okay. Okay, this is the, I think this is called a sway bar link that I'm installing. You all can probably see it a lot better than I can. I was debating whether to reuse this little deal or putting the nut on. Yeah, this is kind of a pain in the butt. Can't see anything. Where is it? God, that sucker's so in there. I think I'm just going to reuse this sucker. I mean, you really shouldn't. We should use a new nut. But you know what? Screw it. I'm going to reuse it. It's so hard to get the damn thing in there. Yeah, I was debating whether I'd use the nut or not, but you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to reuse this stupid thing. It makes it way easier. And I'll just reuse the nut here. I'm going to put anti-seize on everything. If you have a car lift, this would be a lot easier, but I'm trying to save money. I'm not going to go dish out a whole bunch of money to someone to do this when I can do it at home. Save a few bucks. Or I should say a lot of bucks. So the manual, I haven't found it in there yet, but everything else I've done in the past, all the control arms, the torque, everything. I mean, maybe it says in the manual, maybe it doesn't. I need to read it on this part. But I'm gonna take jack stands. I'm gonna put it under the axle here. See if you can even see it where I'm pointing to. We'll put it under the axle here and support the entire weight of the vehicle on the axle, and then I'm going to go torque the upper and lower control arms. Because I helped my father's friend, he had a Mustang, and that's how it was set in the manual. It had to be all the weight on the axle to torque the control arms. And I'm also going to go ahead, if you can see it, these little bushings inside here on the axle, that's what these are. I was waiting for Rock Auto to send them, because they didn't ship for some reason. They missed it. So I'm going to replace those on the axle. And pretty much everything will be all good and new. So I'll come back here in a second. I believe this is it's a 15 millimeter. I hope this thing's not under too much tension. I don't believe it is. Hopefully I can just kind of slide it out and replace this little sucker. I mean, it may not even need to be replaced, but I'm not second guessing any of it. This thing rode horrible. It was really, really, really bad. Real sketchy. Couldn't take it over, I don't know, about 25 miles an hour. I won't bore you. I mean, what I'm doing on this side will be on the same on the other side. So anything I do on one side will be exactly the same on the other. So just for video purposes, kind of make it a little bit more simple and straightforward. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard to get off. Maybe. Come on, wiggle, wiggle. There we go. That's not too bad. That should pop off. Sweet. Let's see. Which side should I put it? That was in the back. Maybe I'll go like that. Yeah, see the sliced end, you can see, sliced end is on the back side. On the one from Moog, the sliced end is in the front. I guess it doesn't matter. Boy, those suckers don't stretch like I was thinking. Hey, you know what? Let's keep it simple. Why not? Could I slide it? Alright, so what I did is I just took the whole friggin' bar out. I couldn't really get them on it, you know. Alright, so what I did was, turn it around here. I took the screwdriver. I'm not going to waste y'all's time 20 minutes trying to fight with this thing. I took the screwdriver and I stuck it in here and I twisted it this way to open it up. And that's how I was able to shove it on there and get it started. So, I just kind of work it with my hand here. Oh, shoot. Come on, Chris, don't screw this up. Now, y'all might want to check this out. This thing looks kind of worn. I mean, I'm going to throw it on there. I don't really care. But y'all might want to check y'all's out. Because if you're living up north, I'm in the south, I'm not really worried about rust here too much. But yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, I know that's grease, it's grit. But it is actually... it is actually slightly worn. Maybe that's just the paint. Yeah, maybe the paint. But yeah, if yours is heavily rusted, I would go ahead and replace it. And there we are. See if I can get a close-up. I don't know if you can see the lighting's not too great. But this one here, old one, I can peel it open pretty easily with my hands here. The light can catch it right if you can kind of see it. That is torn there. That is all, it's all screwed up. Like, I can rip it open with my hand just about. So yeah, this thing is definitely wore out. that off to the side. I don't remember how these went on, but I'll find out when I get under there. I know it went a certain way. Probably one's this way and the other one's the opposite. So I'll figure it out when I get under there. See you in a bit. Alright, I slid it under here. Oops. Yeah, that's supposed to be somewhere there. And we'll put some anti-seize. I think it goes like that. Who knows? I could be redoing it in a bit. It looks like it. Kinda, sorta. The way it's shaped. Screw it. I'm used to doing things a few times. So you figure it out. So throw some anti-seize on this sucker. I have the torque specs in the manual. I'll have to do I'll shoot a video so you can see what they are. I think these are either 40 or 44 foot-pounds, but I hate to even say it. I don't want to be lying. I'll aim the camera at it and let you see what all the torque specs are. In some of the Jeep forums, I thought some of the numbers were kind of off that people were throwing out there. So I'll make sure I aim the camera there so you all get to see it, so you don't screw up for yourself. I hate anti-seize with a passion. Yeah, someone out there is going to say, oh no, you're not supposed to anti-seize that. I don't really care. That's what I'm doing. I want it to come off easier next time, which I hope will be a really long time before I take it off. But yeah, I still want it to be easier. And of course, my socket's going to be on the other side. Hey, that'll kind of fit it. Why not? Roll with it. I'm not really torquing the... I mean, I'm going to torque them. I'm just wanting to snug them up for now. I'm not going to bore you. I'll pause it and I'll jump to the other side and put the other one in. If there's something different I screw up, I'll turn the camera back on and admit my screw up. Tomorrow, the guy who powder coated the skid plate, he said it'll be done tomorrow with it, so I hope it'll be done. I'm excited to get it back and see the quality of it. I built a Lincoln welder years ago, and he's the same one that did all the powder coating, but he worked for a different company, so I remember his work was absolutely top notch. And once I get it all back and see how good it is, I'll make sure I'll put all the link below of where he's located at. He's located in southern Louisiana, and yeah, he did some awesome work. Real quality. Alright, round two. Alright, after a whole lot of cursing on the other side for a brake line that bolts to this one here, actually same setup, but on that side I had to get a new nut, and boy, I just fought every bit of that to get it back on. Yeah, it's a good thing I can edit a lot of this stuff out, because friends will tell you I curse like a sailor. Actually put a sailor to shame, but it is what it is. Alright, so I'm tightening these back up. I believe I have this bracket right. I hope so. Kind of just did opposite of what I did over there. So I used the new nut here, and I decided to use this little nut that's on a little... I mean, I really should be replacing it, but it's a royal pain in the butt trying to get that thing in there in the wrench. I'm just going back with the old. It's good enough. I ain't gonna worry about it right now. Alright, so everything's basically hand tight except for that and that up there. And I will probably just torque everything when the jack stands are under here. I might go ahead and read the torque specs for this. Torque this now. But everything else I'll torque whenever I got jack stands under it. I'm also going to go ahead and throw the shocks on right now. Alright. So now, it's about time to put the shocks on. So let me see here. Here it is. This is the Rancho RS5000. Guys on the internet said that these really... Some guys had told me they were really stiff. So, what can you do? Just try it out, right? Okay. I believe what I did last time was I put these things in there and I compressed them. I don't know which way I went with it, or maybe I used the jack. I don't know. Yeah, we'll try it. Put my bolt through here. I have another nut here, new nut. I'm a little bit concerned though, this piece of plastic here. I hope to God this thing, I don't know. I don't remember. My shocks didn't have all this plastic garbage. All this plastic. I'm thinking the fuel tank might hit it, but I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to put it in from the top. I don't remember how I did it. Maybe I used the jack to compress the bottom. That may have been what I did. I don't really remember for sure. Anyway, some guys said that was really good, that they liked it. But these things are they're pretty good. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Alright, we're going to try this again. Dang it. Love the cooler weather. Everything I touch shocks the hell out of me. Okay. We got one here. Yeah, I just don't know if all this plastic garbage is going to clear the fuel tank. It will be interesting if it does, or it does not. Boy, that's tight. I think I can get a sock in there. Boy, it's going to be close. I may have to try and peel it up. Oh, Jesus. I swear I feel like saying 1 hour later I found what I'm looking for. Oh, man, that sucker's tight in there. I think I have a short. I'm going to have to find a short. It ain't really going to fit very well. Okie dokie. Yeah, I can do it a little bit. I'm not a total weakling. Alright, come on. Get back in the hole so I can catch it. Come on. Get on down in there. There we go. Let's see if this will fit it. I don't know if this is it or not. Yeah, that feels like it. Sweet. Alright, so one on. I hate to lie, I think it's 23 on the top for those. Those aren't much. And the bottom is a higher torque. Right. Now, I mean it's not on the center chunk, it's just kind of there as an extra support. Now I can go around and torque everything. No room in here. Let's see here. These are all the torque specs for such a tiny camera, and I can't even see. I'm gonna have to use my phone. See, these are all the torque specs for just for the rear. When I get to the front, I'll kind of do it separate as a separate video so you all can see. Shock absorber upper bolt 23 foot-pounds. The lower nut is 74. Lower control arms to axles 130. To frame is 130. I think it's on the front ones that it was a little bit different. Like one side was 130, and the one that was for the lower control arm to the front axle I think was like 85. But they're pretty consistent. Just the lower control arms in the front were just a speck different. So all these torque specs are from this manual. It was $100 way back in around 98, 99 that I bought it from the dealership. So it's pretty good, but there's still some things that could be better, as for any manual. But I'd much rather have this than a Chilton's or even the Haynes. All right. So what I'm doing is, let's see, the torque spec in the book calls for these two bolts being 40 foot-pounds. These little sway bar links, these are 40. The one directly above it, it is 40 as well. I'm just going to show one side. I actually had to go to a friend of mine's. Let's see if y'all can see this. This is a I spent about $21 on this. Bought a 21 millimeter boxed in wrench, chopped it off, and just grabbed any old half-inch drive socket and TIG welded it to it. I know y'all probably thinking I got welding machines right there, but I got so much junk everywhere. It's easier just to go down the road to his house. So I ended up making this, and this is for the outside here, for this nut here. It's really, really hard to get in here. I can't get in here due to this, I think this is for the parking brake. So I couldn't get it in there, so that's why I ended up having to make this little bracket here. Gosh. Actually, I think it already clicked. Yeah, I definitely know it's 40. Alright, that's 40 PSI on that one. Here's. These are all still 40. Every one of them are 40. Oh, shoot. Like I said, I really need to go probably hunt for a dang shallow, so this thing don't roll off of here. Yeah, maybe we can make it work. Let's see. Making this way too hard. So everything with this, they call it a stabilizer bar, I believe. Everything's 40 foot-pounds of torque. Alright, now we're done at 40. So this is 40. The part above it, it's set at 40. These are set at 40. I believe it's 74 foot-pounds of torque for both the torques, which I debated on replacing this bolt. I really don't like these torques. They seem to kind of strip out sometimes pretty easily. I don't think it's really needed to have this here being flat like this, because I mean there's still quite a bit of room for the skid plate, but when I pulled the bolt out, it looked pretty good, so I'll just go back with it. So it's good now, and I'll jump over to the other side. So I torqued the sway bar here to 74 foot-pounds of torque. I had to wait for the GoPro to charge up. It just keeps going dead quite quick. It's kind of old, so I probably need to replace the batteries in it. Control arms to 55 foot-pounds to the axle, and then the control arm to the frame is also at 55 foot-pounds. Lower control arm to the frame is 130. And lower control arm to the axle is 130. Now you can see that there's just no room in here, and I know I'm blinding y'all. So you can see there's no room. So this is what I talked about earlier. Little fancy little wrench. That's where that goes. If I grab this torque wrench. So here y'all go. Now you can see. I wish you could see. I wish you could see better. Now you can see where that goes. Then you have your torque wrench out here. So it'll work. That's good. After that, I went ahead and went to the shocks. Upper shocks there are 23 foot-pounds of torque. God, that thing just shocked me. 23 foot-pounds of torque. And the lower ones were 74. These I didn't torque, these little cups. These are new. I should have reused the old ones, which I can. I think I might sandblast them. Probably have them powder coated, and I'll probably throw them up on eBay to sell. But mine were perfectly fine. the nut that goes inside here, you have to remove this, the nut that goes and screws into there. I just put it just hand tight, and I didn't really bear down on it. I didn't want to cause problems in the future, but when I removed these, they came out pretty easily. So I've heard horror stories of guys having to drill this bolt out. So anyway, that's what I did. I put a ton of anti-seize like I always do. People don't really agree on that because, oh, you know, it could back off, yada yada. I don't care. I don't think it's going to back off. That's just my opinion. So